I'm going to discuss the lesson 13 about identify the types of environmental pollution in the Philippines. The learning targets for this lesson: identify the types of environmental pollution, trace the sources, and characterize each type of environmental pollution in the Philippines. But before I introduce the types of environmental pollution, the air, land, and water are the major systems on Earth. But how do they work? When we look into a pond, a fish feeds on small plants and animals called planktons. In time, the fish dies and microorganisms in the water decompose the fish into inorganic chemicals, consuming the oxygen from the water. But the phytoplanktons are nourished by those chemicals, producing oxygen to replace it. And then the zooplanktons feeds on the plants and the fish eats the zooplanktons and the cycle begins anew. Environmental pollution refers to introduction of harmful substances or contaminants into the natural environment, leading to adverse effects on ecosystems, human health, and overall quality of life. Pollutants can be natural, such as volcanic ash. They can also be created by human activities, such as trash or runoff produced by factories. There are two sources of pollution: point source pollution and non-point source pollution. Point source pollution. It refers to contaminants that enter the environment from a single identifiable source, such as pipes or drainage outlets. Example is the wastewater discharge from a factory or sewage treatment plant. Non-point source pollution. It comes from large areas and hard to trace. It results from runoff that collects pollutants from various surfaces and carries them into water bodies. These sources make it challenging to manage and regulate pollution effectively. Next is the types of pollution, including water pollution, air pollution, land or soil pollution, noise pollution, personal pollution, and radiation pollution. Water pollution occurs when harmful substances contaminate water bodies, such as rivers, lakes, and oceans. Common causes include industrial discharges, agricultural runoff, sewage, and plastics. It impacts aquatic life, ecosystems, and human health. Air pollution is the presence of harmful substances in the atmosphere, including gases and volatile organic compounds. Major causes include vehicle emissions, industrial activities, and burning fossil fuels. It can lead to respiratory issues and environmental problems like acid rain. Land or soil pollution involves contamination of land surfaces and solid layer with hazardous chemicals, waste, and pollutants. Common causes include improper waste disposal, industrial spills, agricultural chemicals, and heavy metal contamination. It affects solid fertility and can harm plant and animal life. Noise pollution refers to excessive or harmful levels of sound in the environment, often from transportation, industrial activities, and urban areas. It can lead to health issues like stress, hearing loss, and sleep disturbances, affecting both humans and wildlife. Personal pollution involves behaviors and practices that contribute to environmental degradation, such as excessive waste generation, overconsumption, and unsustainable lifestyle choices. It emphasizes the impact of individual actions on the environment. Radiation pollution is the release of radioactive substances into the environment, which can occur from nuclear power plant, medical waste, and accidents. It poses serious health risks including cancer and genetic mutations, and can contaminate air, water, and land. Each type of pollution has distinct causes and effects, requiring targeted strategies for prevention of damage and development into the environment.
El Niño.
El Niño. El Niño.
El Niño.
El Niño.
Super El Niño.
morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. My name is Angel Maydi Campomanes. So now I will be discussing El Nino and El Nina. El Nino. El Nino is graphically appears showing the warning of the Pacific Ocean during the El Nino events. El Nino. El Nino occurs the sea surface temperature in the central eastern Pacific rise above the average. This disrupts the sun's shock waves to the general weather system, alternating the temperature and precipitation patterns. During El Nino events, regions like Australia and Southeast Asia are experience much drier conditions, enlightening the risk of wildfires. On flip of a side, these countries, like United States, particularly southern regions, to face much water than usually conditions leading to flooding and storming weather. In areas like India, El Nino can trigger severe droughts, affecting crops, threatening food security. The economic consequences can be far-reaching, especially in agriculture sector. La Nina. La Nina shows the cooling of Pacific Ocean in La Nina event. Now, let's talk about La Nina. Unlike La Nina occurs the central and eastern Pacific Ocean cool down. This cool causes changes in atmospheric circulation, affecting global weather patterns in the opposite way. While El Nino can bring warmth, La Nina often results in colder than normal temperatures, especially in northern United States and in Canada. In fact, heavy snowfall and harsh winter are common during La Nina years. At the same time, La Nina caused significant droughts in countries like Peru and Ecuador, while other regions such as Southeast Asia and East Africa may experience extreme rainfall leading to flooding and landslide. Both El Nino and La Nina have profound global effects, but our climate change we're beginning to shift in how often, how intensely these events occur. Scientists are working to predict these changes more accurately as understanding them is key to prepare for their impact. From agriculture to disaster management, it's critical that governments, businesses, and individuals plan for their unpredictable weather patterns. To come with these events, the future of El Nino and La Nina is uncertain, but by staying informed, we can navigate the challenges. El Nino and La Nina are powerful forces, but through better understanding and preparedness, we can lessen their impacts on our world. Thanks for tuning in today. Stay safe, stay aware of changing climate around us.